Castle.
Hey, everybody out there in comic book world. It's Vaughn. You know what? I've been having fun making videos lately. They're not that bad. They're actually kind of fun. I get to say a lot of the things I think, and no one's around to hear. And I got a story for you guys. I reviewed Magik 2. This is it. This is the review. I'm a little depressed, but let's get into this book. What are my credentials, you might ask? Well, I've been making comics since I was 8 years old. And then I made one in high school, and then I made one when I moved to Chicago, and I made one, and I've made a few over the years. They were always kind of this therapeutic escape, and I just really like them. I really like making them. I got really good at it. My other things I've done with my life to get here, I was in art school for film, screenwriting, and directing in Chicago, and graduated. And when I graduated, all the teachers were having me write like the high level stuff that was getting made by classes. That doesn't mean anything good came out of it. In fact, that was a special time because an activist guy changed my script into something that was the inverse of my message. And I had to fight to preserve my vision. And that was a crazy moment. And I think that happens to kind of every creative person out there. But what else? I went to Italy and studied art for a bit and learned a lot about life and art and good food and women. And it was awesome. I was 21 in Italy. What do you expect? And I had a good time, and I learned from some of the best art in the world, and I got to sketch some of the best art, and I got to take pictures. It was a very inspiring place for sure. I know that may sound cliche, but I mean, you come back, you're like, you have a new view on life and on art. But yeah, so that's my credentials. Take it or leave it. I don't really give a shit because we're reviewing books, and I like to review books. I like comics as a piece of art. This piece of art is Magik #2, Marvel Comics. I forgot the name of the writer already, so I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. I'll look it up and put it in the video title, maybe. I don't know. But this is a woman who was hired by Marvel to do a few things, maybe DC as well. Her background is interesting, so I want to go over it real quick. Full confidentiality. She was from a studio that brings in people who show a modicum of talent for reasons of being diverse. It was supposed to be for Black people only. It was set up by Troy Duffy and like people who wanted the like Blacks to have a more easily accessible route into. Oh, I'm glad you're making noises, Jasper. We're gonna need some kitty noises for this scene with Magik. But basically, the writer came from this. She herself has, I think, a disease or something. There's something that makes her a nice, diverse white woman, and I think it might be her disease she grew up with. But I think she's a decent writer. I think she totally has imagination and cares about visuals and fulfilling what she thinks is a good Marvel comic. I do. I'm not here to diss on her at all. And her background is her background. Like, welcome to Diversity Town. Like, I think we're all kind of over it. It used to be like controversial to talk about it. I don't think it is. If it is, then I don't care. Sue me. Like when it sucks. We feel like we're leaving an era of non-merit and getting into an era of merit. And she gets to write Magik #1. That's amazing. Like, good for her. That's to me, that's a great job. But it's not, is it? I don't know. I don't know. I hear bad things about Marvel. Maybe they're treating people nicer these days. Let's hope so. Because these artists deserve it, all right? But in this book, this is basically Magik is on a mission around the globe where she must go to Tokyo, Japan, in a cute little bar with cats to solve the supernatural mystery with random guy she has to lug around with her. Good thing she could teleport everyone pretty easily. But so this guy is basically from a family of guardians, and his grandma was like, "We forgot to teach you how to be a guardian like the rest of us." Maybe it's because he's young and they only like reveal it on you on like your 18th birthday or something. But he's like just some like stupid rando kid. He's not a cool mutant character or anything. And so he's having to learn on the fly how to protect the seals, the magic seals. Are you keeping up yet? I bet if you're an anime fan, you're like, yeah, I've heard this. Anyway, they're in Japan because girls love Japan, especially white ones. And they have them eating in a cat bar because Japan has weird themed bars that you can like see online and go, ee. Or maybe she's even been to this bar. I don't know. But they're eating in a bar with cats, and they're basically going over where there's a lot of fighting between them and bitchiness and cat buttholes. And but it's not that interesting yet. But then we see this cool shot. I liked this a lot visually. I think it's excellent. It's taken almost directly from the horror movie called Insidious, where there's a cut to the demon being right behind the dad, and he has no idea, and it's like teeth are out, and it's fucking like, and it's scary. We like this, and so that's cool. And then all of a sudden, cute Japanese waitress who's been serving them walks up and is like, "Do you want to go to a concert with me?" It's real secret, touching her hair and stuff and looking unsure. Like, what is this? Is this fucking a Marvel comic or is this like a young adult novel? That's my question. See, if girls want to write boy adventure stories, fucking make them boy adventure stories. Don't bring in your fucking like, what if a cute Japanese girl wanted to have smacks with magic? Get over it. So she basically says exactly what they needed to hear. And she just randomly, without provocation, without them asking her a damn thing, she sorry, I got distracted by that cat running away with a little piece of paper from their things, like it was stealing something from them to report back to some witch or something. That'd be cool if that was it, because that's a very subtle visual. This is a very small panel. Usually, I think I zoomed in, but basically, she says without provocation, she says like, "There's been disappearances. Things are fucked." She's like, "Disappearances." It's like a D&D game that's going way too well already. But they finally leave the cat bar and they go to the secret hush hush concert with pink and blue lighting, because that's the cool thing for kids now. And what it does is it feminizes the story, and people call it bisexual lighting, and I get why. I mean, look at it. Like, it looks like bisexuals dance under it. It's it's funny. It's kind of, I don't know. This, I would say, throughout comics over the last few years, this type of lighting has been overused, and it's kind of indicative of like this comic's not for you guys. This is kind of for the ladies. And I'm just sitting here going, what fucking ladies? There aren't that many ladies reading this shit. And just because you made it like this, they're not going to go tell their friends, like, well, in Magic, she goes to a rock concert with her lesbian waitress girlfriend. Like, the girls don't go to comic shops. They don't support this shit. Just make a cool, crazy, over the top boy adventure story through time and space where she goes to hell and then makes it back. Let's go. Anyway, they get to the rock concert, and oh, things get weird. She can't trace something, and then some random person pushes her out of the way, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? But it turns out it's like no one of consequence, I was like, okay. And then Ren turns into this like possessed demon guitar player. And Ren is just like some fucking character who I barely remember, but I kind of do. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And it's okay. It's now this is like, rock and roll, and then the demons come out and they're killing the mutants. The poor mutants were just trying to have a little secret concert because they're oppressed. You understand? They're oppressed by society. Anyway, to me, when you go to rock concerts, everybody looks like a fucking mutant. First of all right. Second of all, she strums her magic guitar. I kind of like the idea of the glowing guitar strings. Like, look at this shot. See her guitar strings kind of glowing. That's cool. I think that looks cool visually. She goes snarl and plays her guitar, and it's like wah, and the mutants are like, no, music of doom. I like this middle panel of Magic. That's cool. And so she can't move because of the power of the Magic anime guitar. And then she talks her into like let out the dark child. Now, this is the same thing that happened in the first one, and I love this idea in the story. I think it works for Magic's character. The idea that she's constantly struggling with this demon beast inside of her, her darkness, her shadow. That's very indicative of the character. That's very who she is. So I like that. Um, so she turns in the Dark Child, and Dark Child isn't hot anymore. I think she should. I'm sorry. I'm old fashioned. Call me that if you want. But when I see this, I'm like, that's cool. Like, I like it, but her face should be like J. Scott Campbell. I'm not kidding. She should be even hotter as Dark Child. And and now she's got a weird belly or whatever. I'm a goat lady. Wappada, wappada. Here's the thing you guys need to understand. The demon should also have an allureness to it, in my opinion. That's how I see demons. They have a lure. They're not just like, I'm mad and ugly. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. You can fuck with the eyes and make them demonic and stuff, but give her a cute button nose and some sexy lips. Give her the look. We're already dealing with the hooves, and we're cool with them. Okay, and you're giving her the wings. Okay, the claws. I'm down. I'm with the claws. The tail. Fuck it. Give her the tail. Keep the tail. All the tail. As much tail as you want. But Magic should be hot as Dark Child as well. That's just what I think. It's okay if you don't. So, will you regret testing my patience? Regret playing with me? I still don't like Magic's voice for Dark Child. It's like they're like, oh, what if it looked like a beat up ball sack? Like, what if every time she talked, it looked like a beat up ball sack? So basically, she releases this super spell, a bunch of creepy limbo hands reaching out for her. So it's coming, to get her, and she's happy about it. She's like, we got the Dark Child out, It's hurting mutants, I think. No, it's grabbing the demons. So, but the mutants are like, we're scared, we feel unsafe, safe spaces. And now Mila, so she tells him she knows how to beat the magic of the guitar, and then get the guitar players, I guess, and the demons all just sit there while she's like, let me explain to you, comrade. And she does a cool little glow cross on her forearm and says, it's frequency divided by velocity. I really so they were talking about that earlier in the bar. Now it comes full fruition. That's cool. And she uses her magic sword now. So yeah, see the music notes coming out of that shit. You see that? That's her new magic sword. Now I don't know what these notes say. Maybe some musician in the audience could tell me like what rhythm and beats is Magic laying down as she attacks with this magic singing fucking sword. Now it's kind of hilarious because they used magic notes, I don't know what sound it makes. Like I wanted it to make its own cool musical style sound, but it's just music notes. Like as if I'm reading fucking music. Like no offense, that is so fucking feminine. Like what are you doing? Get out of here with that shit. I would have if I was the editor, I'd edit that shit right out. I'd be like, there's a sound, and you can change the design of the sword to be more like something new for this to make it cool. It's a new little unlock that she hasn't done before. But she slashes through Ren and just like turns her to fucking dust. And then with the hugging, see, now they got to hug. They're like, they got to talk it out. She's like, yeah, it's really annoying because I don't even, I think Magic's like in her 30s in this and it opens on her birthday. I can't remember. Maybe she's in her 20s, but he's like 14 or some shit. Anyway, so she's sorry for scaring everybody. And then there's a portal that sucks Magic up after they hugged it out and she falls down and they finally reveal the character they've been talking about since part 2 or since part 1. Liminal. It's subliminal, liminal magic. So that's liminal. I like this shot. I think it's a great epic splash page to go out on. More stuff like this, please. Here's the thing. In the first book, the demon takes her over, Dark Child, and she shakes it off. And I'm like, that's cool. She has the will to shake it off. It takes over again, and she shakes it off again. Do you understand? And so it's like, well, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a threat. You know what I mean? We need to feel more like her turning into the Dark Child because she's barely Dark Child for like a second in both books, and then she goes, "Oh, I'll shake that off." When she's able to do it that easily, it kind of messes it up. Maybe you could have given her a charm or token that helps her fight it before she went on this adventure, something to give her make it feel like she has some kind of protection to it because she's shaking it off a little well. So now she's back in what looks like limbo, and maybe Liminal is the new Lord of Limbo. So that's cool to me, and I like that direction. I don't know but it could be something else, something different. I don't know what's going to happen. A glorious new era. So Liminal's like, of course, I want your help. I'm hot and from an anime. Come with me. Yes, my shirt is open all the way. Yes, come with me to usher in a glorious new era of us making out on my throne all day long. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Like it's a book that's mostly for young teenage girls, but it has a little action and some cool shots. Look at this. I like that shot of Magic. That's badass looking. You can capture the coolness of Magic in a story like this, but I'm not really into the boy tagging along. I'm not really into I don't know, the ugly dark cha. I'm not really into the singing sword. So what am I into? Well, I just think Magic's a cool character. And oh yeah, and her new girlfriend now. Is this chick gonna be in the third one? Like, hey, you wanna make out? Like, what's happening? What are you guys doing? Somebody, I think I read online that they made Magic. This is gonna make me sound like such a fucking boomer or old man or whatever. I don't give a shit. Like they made Magic pansexual. What? I don't know if I'm gonna do 3, you guys. If you like this enough and like my reviews enough, maybe I'll get 3, maybe not. I don't think this is, maybe it'll get good from here because she's just sucked into the portal of hell now. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? Should we give Magic another shot? Or do you give a damn? That's the best shot in the whole book. Go show that demon looming over her. It's so from but I like it. I like that they kind of took from Insidious. I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening to this crazy review. I really had a lot to say. I think that if a woman understands boy adventure story, like this whole idea that boys have to have everything that they like taken away from them is so stupid. It's so just based in destruction. And I don't think of this writer as like that. I think she's writing a lot of action. She's writing, she's got I think she likes different animes and mangas a lot. I could be totally wrong, but this, like, first thing they do on their adventure, they go to Japan. That's right. They go to Japan and then they go to a little cat bar and then like the demon's lurking over, but then like, don't worry. Cause like Yuriko's here and she wants to go to the rock concert. What? I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe it gets even darker and more brutal from here. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what kind of writer she is. For in my opinion, let's get guy adventure stories up in here for Magic. This should be this should be sexy and this should be violent as hell. And this should have that like I don't know, that larger than life. Yeah, demons shooting out of a stage. I mean, yeah. Seems kind of like formulaic. Like they're just kind of putting there's like these are the things you'd expect from Magic, except I expect the hot dark child. Okay, I'm just like repeating myself now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you for the next one. All right. I love all of you, and I got some really great books coming. If you want to stick around and find out what's up, sign up on our mailing list, risingcomics.com. Rerun Man pages came in from Christian Rossi, fully inked. They're so fucking good. It's like I'm making a new masterpiece to add to my library to be proud of. And it's just such a good, it's when you get the writing with the imagery, it's going to be a book of power. It's going to have a lot to say. And it's going to have some of the best art you've ever seen. Some of the coolest action. It's just so good. It's my best writing. So I'm really proud of it. Can't wait to release that on you guys. And then Terror in the Trenches 2 is looking like a work of art. And I'm really excited about it. So I don't know. Let's make good comics. And I hope maybe I was too hard on this one. Maybe I should give it another chance to do number 3. Let me know. I'll talk to you guys for the next one. All right. Take it easy.
Vaughn's Haunted Castle.